We welcome you to Minneapolis, a little interleague play as the Padres make their way to an American League city. A beautiful Target Field on a beautiful night in Minnesota. It's game one of a brief two-game series between the San Diego Padres and the Minnesota Twins. Eric Ibar back in the lineup tonight for the Padres, and why not? Since his return from the DL on the 1st of September, a .313 average with a home run and 4 RBIs along the way. And you know, when you come to Minnesota, you're always going to see Joe Mauer back in the lineup. Had a solid year for the Twins, and if the season were to end today, these Minnesota Twins would be headed to a one-game wild card playoff as one of the two wild card teams. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres Baseball. Well, the Padres are playing some good baseball. They just left Arizona, and in fact, the last two series, the Padres have won them both, the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks.
We know the importance of development of a ball club, and there's been a lot of development this year for the San Diego Padres. I believe part of it is playing against teams late in the season that are in the hunt for a playoff spot. How about taking 3 of 4 from the Los Angeles Dodgers? Very, very important to this team. 2 of 3 in Arizona. Now you enter Minnesota in the wild card, Colorado, the next city. So this is giving these youngsters, a couple of veterans on the Padres 9, a chance to come through big against these teams who are fighting for a playoff spot. Hey, I don't have a crystal ball. I know it's next year, 2 years, 4 years, whatever, but it gives these guys, these players, a sense of what it's like down the run to play hard and go at it for that playoff run towards the end of the season.
Well, the Twins have been somewhat of a surprise. They have opened eyes, and right now, as we mentioned off the top, they have one of the 2 wild card spots and really doing it largely with the offense.
Timing's everything for Paul Molitor and his Minnesota Twins, and there's been one guy in the Twins lineup that's been really doing well. They came off a 3-4 road trip, right? But 23-15 since August 3rd. Jorge Polanco, 400 last 13 home games. At one point of the season, he lost his job. Remember when the Twins were in San Diego, things weren't really going that well. He has been a savior since Miguel Sano's been out. Everyone's been hitting. Buxton's got a bad left hand. Got to keep an eye for that. Joe Mauer's been Joe Mauer, and then Rosario's been swinging the bat. So collectively, they've been putting the ball in play with some big, big hits for the Twins.
The first of 2 between the Padres and the Minnesota Twins coming your way next. Coming up, though, breaking news today on Padres reliever Carter Capps. Bob Scanlon has the very latest when we return to Target Field in Minneapolis, Minnesota after this. Fox Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Evans Tire and Service Centers, home of the buy two, get two. By Petco, where the pets go. And by Jack in the Box. Come try Jack's new 9-hour slow-cooked brisket burger, only at Jack in the Box for a limited time at participating restaurants. We welcome you back to Minneapolis. Game one of a two-game series, the Padres and Twins. Before we get it started, let's send it down to field level and Bob Scanlon.
Well, thank you, Don. The Padres announcing a roster move before the ball game today. That in itself not unusual for September, but the reason for the move certainly is. Carter Capps, what was discovered last night, has a blood clot in his right side. He's been put on the 60-day disabled list. You see the transaction here. Corey Mazzoni has been called up from AAA El Paso. A very unusual situation. Carter was working out last night in the gym. He started to feel a little discomfort in the right side. It got worse as the evening went on, and eventually the trainers thought it was best for him to go to the emergency room. He went to the hospital. They determined that he did have a blood clot. He's not going to be able to travel with the team. Here's what Andy Green had to say about the situation.
Really unfortunate for a guy who fought like crazy to get back from Tommy John's this year, and like he was just getting traction in my mind. He was just starting to throw the ball really well. He was really good in Arizona, gave us a much-needed inning in 2/3 in one game and helped us secure a win there. And I thought every time he stepped on the mound, he got better and better. And it's tough for us to hear, tough for him to go through, but if you're going to bet on people, you bet on guys like him that work incredibly hard and are very resilient. You know he'll be back.
The good news is he's not in the hospital. He is with the team right now, but as I said, he won't be able to travel until he gets clearance from the doctors. Take down the Twins. The Padres will try to take down the Twinkies in game one. Travis Wood going against Kyle Gibson. Padres, Twins, first pitch coming up next, right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
At the wall, it is gone! Walk-off home run for Yangervis Solarte. These are on the ground inside the bag at first into right. And the Padres take 3 out of 4 from the LA Dodgers. Padres are going to win this series. They won last night. They win tonight. Oh, the Padres are doing some winning, and they roll into Minneapolis to try to keep it going. It is time now for Saquon's Pick the Stick. Weigh in on Twitter for a chance to win a free foursome of golf, courtesy of Saquon Golf Resort. Just hashtag I'm with the last name of the broadcast you want to join forces with. If they win, you could win too. One random winner selected nightly. Follow us at Fox Sports ST for more details. Let's check out the lineup for Andy Green tonight, brought to you by Toyota. As leading it off is Manuel Margot, Carlos Asuaje at second, Yangervis Solarte the DH with Will Myers at first, Corey Spangenberg at third, Jabari Blash in right. It is Eric Ibar at shortstop batting seventh with Matt Caesar in left, and Austin Hedges doing the catching and batting ninth. So Margot leading it off, has fouled a pitch off, and ready to deal here with Kyle Gibson tonight on the mound for the Twins. And Margot chases after strike two. Now Manuel, 269, 13 homers, and 38 runs batted in. Padres able to use the DH in tonight's game. Kyle Gibson making his 26th start of the year.
29-year-old, his effective changeup, only 148 average against the opponents, and ineffective fastball, 333. That's a case of not locating the fastball. Let's see if the Padres can tee off on a fastball early in the count. We've seen that before when there are pitchers that you cannot get in the whole 0-2, 1-2, 2 strikes throughout the whole at bat. So let's see if they jump on the fastball and get it.
Outfield set up straight away here on Margot. And a pop-up foul ground. Back comes Castro towards the screen, but he won't have a play. Well, defensively behind Kyle Gibson for the Twins tonight, it is Adrianza in left field, Buxton in center, Rosario around in right. Third to first, Escobar, Polanco, Dozier, and Maurer, with Castro doing the catching for Gibson. One two slap foul off to the right out of play, and it hangs at 1-2. Margot, Swahe, and Solarte to bat here in the first inning. Padres have not been here since 2014. And a little flare that the shortstop is going to run down. Polanco goes out and grabs it from landing on the short lawn in left field. One down. Not hit hard, gave Polanco time to get back on it.
Looks like he got in him a little bit. Trying to get that head out there and thought that was going to dump in there for a base knock. Not the case.
So one down brings up Carlos Asuaje. Swahe at 276, 4 homers, 19 runs batted in. Carlos back in his familiar spot at second base and in the 2 spot in the lineup. Hitting safely in 4 of the last 5 games and hitting at .313 the last 5 contests. Called up on June the 23rd. He's had 68 hits since. Ties him with Manuel Margot for the most of any rookie on the team during that time.
I think each game just feels more comfortable and comfortable at the bag, at second base, defense obviously at the plate, working deep counts. He's going to face a guy tonight, these Padres, who he's not overpowering, and when he's on his game, Kyle Gibson is a ground ball pitcher. 2-seamer slider, 4-seamer changeup.
Comes in individually at 9 and 10 on the year with a 5.19 earned run average into his 26th start. And look at his overall numbers. 135 in the 3rd innings pitched. Opponent hitting up over 300 against him. Jumping out of the way, but getting in there for strike 3 to Carlos Asuaje. First K of the night for Kyle Gibson. 2 down in the 1st inning.
You know, there was a start for Gibson a while back against the White Sox to where he really changed things around. It was more aggressive in the zone, not nitpicking, not nibbling, and that's 94. Great 2-seam action. Very good pitch to get Asuaje looking.
So 2 down in the 1st inning, and it brings up Yangervis Solarte. Strange to have a DH in the Padres lineup, but we do here, playing under American League rules.
I kind of like it for a change once in a while.
Mix it up. Twins are shifting on Solarte on the right side of the infield.
I love coming to the land of 10,000 lakes.
Yep.
I love coming here.
Beautiful weather for this time of the year, too.
Great city, great ballpark, great people.
Soft liner that is going to get into center field for a base hit. Sounded like a broken bat. Solarte's aboard with 2 down.
Well, you can see already Gibson trying to work at the corners. He got Swahi looking inside. This pitch right here looks like it gets in his kitchen a little bit. Breaks his bat. Wow. That bat goes back towards the backstop. Just the baton in his hand. And there goes the no-hitter.
So a 2-out base hit here for Solarte. First base runner to reach tonight for the Padres. Joe Mauer will hold him on over at first base, and it brings up Will Myers. .246, 27 homers, and 70 runs batted in for Will. Riding a 4-game hitting streak coming in. Last 4 games, 3 multi-hit efforts as well. During this winning stretch for the Padres, we mentioned the last 2 series, beating the Dodgers and Diamondbacks, and Will Myers been right in the middle of it, big part of it.
Well, Will has been crushing some mistakes. And what a great opportunity for 2 outs, a runner on for the big boy Will Myers to do some damage here. Let's see if that's the only fastball he sees the rest of the at-bat. That one was right down the middle.
On the outside corner for strike 2. Got another fastball. That one was on the outside edge, though.
Yeah, good 2-seam action. Ooh, we got a call. That's a big call, too. Changes the whole at bat.
Swing and a miss, and Myers strikes out. 2 Ks in the inning for Kyle Gibson. Done with half an inning. The Twins are coming up. Bottom of the first inning back at Target Field in Minneapolis. Time now for the weather report, brought to you by your always sunny San Diego Honda dealers. 83 degrees, south breeze at 7 miles per hour, and sunny the forecast. Lots of blue sky above. The sun is setting off to the left. Check out the Twins starting lineup tonight. Hall of Famer Paul Molitor's Twins, as Brian Dozier leads it off at second, Joe Mauer at first, Jorge Polanco at shortstop with Eduardo Escobar at third base. It is Byron Buxton in center with Eddie Rosario in right, Robbie Grossman the DH, Jason Castro the catcher, and it is Eri Adrianza in left field batting ninth for Minnesota. Travis Wood on the mound tonight for the Padres, and the left-hander with his first pitch going to miss outside for ball one. Twins lineup was brought to you by Hyundai. Dozier with good pop as a leadoff hitter. He's got 29 home runs.
Solid player through and through. Although the last 8 games at 121 average. Try to keep him quiet.
It's one to deep right field, back towards the wall, and it is gone. There's number 30 for Brian Dozier, opposite field. Off Travis Wood, the fast start for the Minnesota Twins on top 1-0.
If I recall, the last couple times the Padres were here, the ball does have a tendency to carry towards right field. 89 off the plate, and Dozier takes a ball, if taken, with some authority to the opposite field. That ball, that pitch is up above the belt buckle. That is some good hitting right there. We talked about the power surge. That's why a lot of these Twins hitters using the whole field, putting some damage on some pitches.
Well, Dozier with his 30th second consecutive season that he's had 30 or more. And Dozier getting it done here in his first AB. And now Joe Mauer. 309 average for Mauer. As used to being up over 300 in his career. 6 homers, 57 runs batted in.
Boy, what a career he's had, huh?
Tremendous. Man. Formerly a catcher, now first base, and had a lot of leg problems, and he was a very good catcher at one time.
3 Gold Gloves, 5 Silver Sluggers, 3-time batting champ, 6-time All-Star, 09 MVP. Other than that, he stinks. And he's fun to watch. Good player.
Now waiting on a 1-2 pitch. Evens up now at 2-2 to Mauer.
And of course, remember when he first got called up, he's a local kid from St. Paul. So that makes it even a better story.
You know, since the 10th of August, he leads Major League Baseball, hitting at .409 during that time. We've talked about the Twins' offense. The big reason they are where they are in the wild card scenario right now has been the offense, and he's been right in the middle of that.
Even though the Twins lost on that road trip, 3 and 4 road trip recently, they're still swinging the bats well, and like to swing the bats well here at home. We just saw that off the bat of Brian Dozier.
Already on top 1-0 as Mauer sprays it foul off to the left out of play.
Well, here's the thing that stinks about pitching, Don. You have a rough outing, got to wait 5 days. You have a good outing, you got to wait 5 days, right? Kind of works both ways. Travis got roughed around a little bit in those 2 innings. His last time out. 7 runs, you got to wait. Hopefully you turn around the next start.
On the ground, softly hit towards Aswahe at second base. Let's take care of Mauer, now number 1 here in the bottom of the first inning. Let's check out the Padres defensively behind Travis Wood, brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Left to right, Matt Caesar, Manuel Margot, and Jabari Blash. For Spangenberg at third, Derek Ibar at short, Carlos Aswahe at second, Will Myers at first, and Austin Hedges doing the catching. 1 down here in the bottom of the first inning with Twins on top 1-0 thanks to a leadoff solo home run by Brian Dozier. There is Jorge Polanco. Made a nice defensive play in the first inning for the Twins at shortstop. 115 games he has been in, and into double figures in home runs with 10. He'll jolt one out towards center field, sending Margot back towards the warning track and onto it to make the catch for out number 2. Shy of the 403 marker out there in right center. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
We talked about this surge in the Twins lineup recently. Well, Buxton and Dozier, they've been kind of quiet. Well, Dozier hit a home run, so he's
nice start, bud.
Yeah.
Really good keys.
Hey, can I get a mulligan on that? Guys in the truck. And quick, efficient innings for Travis Wood. I mean, that's apparent. That's he really needs to do that, because he could be a victim of a lot of pitches in very few innings. For instance, last time out 2 innings, 45 pitches. 4 1/3. Time before that, 97 pitches.
So 2 down here in the inning, and Eduardo Escobar the batter.
So let's keep Dozier quiet like the next 3 at bats.
Okay.
You got to score a run anyway, right? To win.
Your pitchers do that all the time. If you take out this one outing that I had, so let's take out the first at bat.
I really dislike that.
Really?
Yeah, because it happened. You can't.
Right.
You can't do that.
2-0 pitch to Escobar. Is on the ground to Iswahe at second base. Well, leadoff home run by Dozier has the Twins on top 1-0 after 1.
We're not going to get too far ahead of ourselves. I'm not trying to get too absorbed in other teams and schedules and wins and losses. It's one of those things where you focus on your own team and try to get out there and find a way to win as many games as we can. I feel we're playing good baseball. Obviously, there's going to be some games where it doesn't go your way. Like I said Sunday, even with 19 games to go, you're going to see some turns here, and you got to stay strong because the next day is going to present a new opportunity.
That's Twins manager Paul Molitor talking about the playoff run. Certainly something that wasn't expected at the beginning of the year. In fact, this leadership group traded away their closer recently, and Jaime Garcia. So Paul Molitor said, look, I'm not making any speeches in this clubhouse. I'm leaving it up to my veterans to teach these young guys how to win, because these young guys are going to be here for a number of years and are expected to do it on their own. Guys, it's going to be an interesting race down to the end. They've got a 1-game lead over the Angels coming into tonight's ballgame.
All right, Scan, thanks very much. Yeah, the Twins were at Petco Park when they traded Kinsler. And, of course, he goes over and helps out the Nationals bullpen, which has been bolstered tremendously. And, of course, they've already clinched their spot in the postseason, winning the NL East. And at the time, guys like Brian Doziers and others were not pleased at all. They felt very much that they were in it. And it sent a pretty bad message, I think, to the clubhouse. But at the same time, it also got them going like, hey,
light a fire.
We'll do this ourselves then. Forget
we'll
it.
show you.
Exactly.
28 saves went out the door, right?
Right, yes.
I mean, that's a big void.
And he's not the closer with the Nationals, of course. He was working the 7th inning prior to Madsen going down with an injury, and then he moved to 8th. But there's a grounder to 3rd, and Escobar across the diamond, 2 down. Sparre Blash retired to ground outs as Gibson was able to induce a ground out from Spangenberg to lead off the inning. And it brings up Eric Ibar.
It's amazing that things can light a fire underneath the ball club and band together, unite as one, and go to the finish line saying, hey guys, we're going to leave it out on the field. I know that sounds cliche, but it's so true. And then there are other teams who could go the other direction. Just pack it in. Hey, if they don't care, why should we? Wrong attitude. If that's your attitude, I don't want you on my team.
2 down, Eric Ibar standing in. He'll line one into center field. A ringing single for Ibar. So a 2-out base hit. Same thing happened in the 1st inning. And Matt Caesar coming up here for San Diego.
First pitch offering, right? Get on the fastball from Gibson. High, outer half, and that's what Eric does well. You get something out and away, he gets extended. Yeah, he can take it right back where it came from.
So a base runner with 2 down, and Matt Caesar getting a start in left field. Jose Perella out of the lineup after making a headfirst slide in Arizona, hurt his pinky, and he was in some pain, held out of the lineup for tonight's game, but he's listed as day-to-day. A little bit sore.
Yeah.
Trouble holding the bat.
Absolutely. See, it was left pinky. That'd be bottom hand down by the knob there, right? Yeah. Yeah, that'd be. Hey, any finger that you bend a certain way that's not supposed to bend that way, right?
Caesar, after that pitch, finds himself down 1-2.
A big factor for the Padres to get back on the board is the long ball off of Gibson, because he's allowing 1.26 home runs. It's up from his average. So that can come into play this evening as well, early on, to get right back on the board.
Picked by Castro, and it's 2-2. Single by Solarte in the first, single by Ibar here in the second. Looks like Caesar's going to get a fastball here away. And he takes it for strike 3. 94 on the gas. 3rd strikeout for Gibson. 1-0 Twins. for the Padres. Last of the second inning we go, and it's time now for the Arco top tier player profile with Byron Buxton coming up. Well, slugging percentage highest since the All-Star break. American League leaders, third in that category is Byron Buxton. 603 with Jose Abreu of the White Sox leading. Joey Gallo with the Rangers in between, and here is Buxton, center fielder. We know about his defensive prowess, tremendous defensive center fielder, but the offense has been great for him too.
It has, and he's made an adjustment. He's got a bruised left hand. He's kind of nursing that a little bit, and he used to be down more on the knob of the bat. He's kind of choked up just a little bit more because of that bottom left hand. It's like around the hamate area. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but it's in that area. That's another surgery everybody should have when they get drafted.
Right
Appendix, spleen, hamate bone, Tommy John.
Stuff you don't need, just get out.
That's right. So he's choked up a little bit on the bat, so his left hand isn't down on that knob to kind of irritate a little bit. And even it's just a little bit, Don. I mean, a little bit more bat control.
He leads it off here in the home half of the second inning with the Twins on top 1-0. This one sprayed foul off to the right, out of play. July 1st is really when things turned around for Byron Buxton. Sitting at 195 through June the 30th. Turned the calendar to July and 324 with a 953 OPS. 10 home runs and 29 RBIs. Chance for him to play every day too. So that hand coming off the bat, 2-2.
Yeah, you know, when numbers go up like that for a hitter, the walks have a tendency to go up, the strikeouts go down a little bit. They get in that groove, they're seeing the ball well, and pitchers, quite frankly, are a little tentative to pitch the guys like that. And when they do, they're swinging the bat so well, they get great results. Seems like that's the train that Buxton is on right now.
Down the right field line, foul and out of play. Travis Wood trying to settle into this outing after giving up a leadoff home run to Brian Dozier in the first inning. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out Buxton. First strikeout for Travis Wood, one down here in the second inning.
Well, Buxton 125 the last 6 games, and Travis Wood, even though he misses with location, he gets away with that fastball up and away. Tough to get on top of this one. He wants to try to bury it in. It leaks up and away, and a great result for the left-hander Wood.
So one down for Eddie Rosario. 289 average for Rosario coming in. 21 home runs on the year and 65 runs batted in.
That last pitch we saw from Travis Wood is something he needs to do to both sides of the plate. Knee-high fastball on the corner for a strike. Nice wrinkle in that one.
Speaking of power for Rosario, 15 of his 21 home runs have come right here at Target Field. Swings at the 0-2 and lines it into right center field. Over to play it is Margot. A wide turn for Rosario, but he'll hold on with a 1-out single. So Wood got ahead of him, 0-2, but gets a base hit into center field.
He stayed short and quick on that mistake because of the pitch that Travis Wood wants to throw off the plate. It's down off the plate, but still really good plate coverage by Rosario. And Travis Wood will stick that in his mind for the next time, possibly 0-2.
1 out, 1 on, and Robbie Grossman coming up. DH batting out of the 7th spot for Minnesota. Sit safely in 5 out of the last 6 games. Three seasons with the Astros, he hit 11 home runs. 2 with the Twins, he's already had 20 home runs. And 9 so far this year. Runner goes. Grossman swings and grounds one under the glove of Ibar. Into left field, so Rosario just keeps on going. He'll take third. And it's first and third with one down for the Twins. Just out of the reach of the Padres shortstop, Eric Ibar.
You know, I think that's a ball that's hit to the left side that, you know, this ball looks like it gets under the glove. There's got to be some way, shape, or form to prevent that ball from going into left field to keep the runners at first and second. Double play is still in order. A grounder can get you out of this little mess.
At the corners with one down, Jason Castro, the catcher coming up here. Padres middle infielders are at double play depth. Pitch 30 of the game coming up for Travis Wood. Through an inning and a third of work here for the left-hander.
Well, you know one thing about the Twins that it works in their advantage. They've grounded in the fewest double plays in the American League.
Pitch in there for a strike. And it evens up at 1-1. So the least amount.
Fewest number, least amount.
Buxton struck out to begin the inning. Rosario singled to center. Grossman singling to left. Now a liner foul. And it's 1-2 to Jason Castro.
Castro has grounded into 9 Twin killings.
Three hits so far allowed by Travis Wood in an inning and a third, including the leadoff home run by Brian Dozier. Start at the bottom of the first inning. Ahead 1-2 of Castro. And trying to pick up that outside corner, but it's ball 2. To right field, Blash coming in, and that's going to fall. From third base comes Rosario, and the Twins take a 2-0 lead. Looked to me like Blash had that lined up and was going to come in and make the catch, but kind of backed off, and it drops in. Rosario scores, and the Twins take a 2-0 lead.
I'm right there with you. I don't know whether he was fooled by the swing. That was definitely off the end of the bat. Moves to his left. Now he's coming on in. Thought he was going to squeeze that one for the out.
So 2 on, 1 out, and now it's time for Ari Adrianza, the left fielder. Adrianza lines it into right field for a base hit. Grossman will be waved around. Blash throwing playward, and it will be close. No, he dropped the ball. Did Hedges run in? Grossman scores from second. Castro will take third. Adrianza moves up to second, and the Twins take a 3-0 lead. Four straight hits now for Minnesota.
Yeah, I was watching Grossman as he was rounding third base. He really cut the corner, and I mean really cut the corner, to where I think it was going to be really tough to throw him out. As we take a look at this, yeah, that would have been tough to throw him out. So got to hit the cutoff man, prevent that runner from going to second base. That did not happen.
So second and third now with 1 out, and Brian Dozier. He homered first time up, takes strike 1. Be keeping an eye on the Cleveland Indians tonight. They're looking for win number 20 in a row, and they have a 1-0 advantage in the 5th inning against the Tigers tonight. No 1-pitch grounded foul beyond the Padres dugout. They're housed on the third base side. Dozier with a home run his first time up, now has 30 in consecutive seasons. Armin Killebrew did it in 4 seasons, but Twins with consecutive 30-plus home run seasons. Dozier has got 2. And a swing and a miss there. Big cut.
This is a good breaking ball. Exactly where Travis Wood needs to be. Watch the glove of Hedges, even though he leaves it up a little bit. It's almost as if it's a changeup type breaking ball. Dozier out in front of it. There's the slider acting as a changeup, getting him off balance.
In there for strike 1. Mauer grounded out first time up. Runners in scoring position. 318. Right now he's got 2 in scoring position with Castro at third. Adrianzi at second base. And a pitch outside. .40 pitches for Wood through an inning and 2/3. Bauer on the ground and through into left field. Here comes 2 more runs. Castro scores. Adrianza scores. And the Twins open it up on top 5-0.
Just goes to show you how good of a hitter Joe Mauer is. Watch him get on top of this breaking ball. A little cutter, slider, if you will. Gets on top of it and takes it the other way. I mean, that's, you know, a lot of left-handers will work underneath that pitch and just loft that ball to left field for an easy fly ball. Not Joe Mauer. That's how you win 3 batting titles.
8th member of the Twins to bat here in the home half of the 2nd inning. A 4-run inning to this point, and a strike over the outside corner. Jorge Polanco flat out to the warning track in center field in the 1st inning. Or the short lead at first. Myers holds him on as this one fouled back to the screen. A run in the 1st for the Twins. 4 so far here in the 2nd. Total pitches now for Wood. Last year strictly a reliever. This is driven to deep left field. And that ball is gone. A 2-run home run for Jorge Polanco, his 11th, and a 7-0 Minnesota lead. Taking it to Travis Wood.
Not getting away with many mistakes. He wants to bury it in, and that ball leaks over the heart of the plate and up near the TC, Twin Cities, on the jersey. And he has been swinging one hot bat since early August.
And Ninth member of the Twins to bat here in the second inning.
The absence of Miguel Sano, that kid, Polanco, and a host of Twins have been picking up the slack.
Escobar grounded out to second base in the first inning. 0 for 1.
Remember when Travis was in the American League, Travis Wood that is. He only started 3 games, 28 total, so majority as a reliever as well with KC.
Down and in, and ball 4 to Escobar. The Twins have batted around. Aaron Balsley headed out there. Wonder how long Andy Green is going to go with Travis Wood.
Can't be much longer. Got to manage that bullpen as the visit from Darren Balsley. There is action in the Padre pen. This could be twofold to get Valdez hot and ready and to give Travis Wood a little bit of a blow.
Jose Valdez warming up in the pen. Byron Buxton coming up. He got it started. Well, sort of. He struck out swinging to begin the inning. It's really Eddie Rosario waits on deck, who got it started with a single in what has been a 6-run second inning to this point, and a 7-0 Twins lead. Buxton will take the strike over the outside corner. Now Wood in a Padres uniform coming in. 2-2 with a 5.03 ERA and his 9th start. Fouled off, and it's 0-2. In the dirt, blocked by Hedges. Eduardo Escobar at first base, 2 down here in the Twins' second. In the air to left field, playable for Matt Caesar out there in left. And he makes the catch and ends the inning, but a 6-run inning for the Twins, who now lead it 7-0. Padres baseball brought to you by USAA, insurance, banking, and investments tailored for the military community. And by Sequan Casino, Padres Club Sequan members. Swipe your card at any kiosk at Sequan Casino for your chance to win a Will Myers Segway. It's on to the third inning after a 6-run second inning for the Twins. Jump on top here 7-0. And it's Austin Hedges who leads it off here in the third inning. They'll take strike one.
Beautiful shot at downtown, wasn't it?
I didn't really see it. I was reading the copy.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see. I'm sure it was. Walked around today. I know it is a beautiful city.
Yeah. You know, the Skyway system connects 52 blocks, nearly 5 miles of buildings downtown.
Yes.
It's the world's biggest hamster cage.
But it comes in handy during the winter, I'll tell you that.
Yes,
here
it does.
In Minneapolis.
5 miles. Be walking down the street and you'll see this big bridge from one building to the other, encased.
Everything's connected.
Yeah, it's great.
You don't have to go outside if you don't want to.
Love it here.
You can get lost in there pretty quickly, though. I've done that a few times.
Yeah.
You think you know where you're going, and you really don't.
Then you have to go outside.
Right. That's where you grab your bearings, if you go outside and try to figure out what street you're on.
But then you might get frostbite.
And that's the thing, but you don't have to worry about that during the summer. On the ground foul.
Well, at least get 1 or 2 in this inning, huh? To get on the board. Got to do something.
Hedges, Margot, and Aswahe scheduled here in the third inning. And a liner to left field. Going down to get that was Hedges. Third hit of the night for San Diego. First time they've had the lead runner on.
You cannot give away at bats. You got to stay on certain pitches. You got to grind. And Austin Hedges went down and got a breaking ball on that pitch there. Part of the mental game of baseball after that 6 spot, making it 7-0, and to put together, string together some at bats.
Inside to Margot, and it is now 2-0. So Gibson's got this big lead now, and he comes out there in the third inning, gives up a base hit, and now falls behind Margot. Three and 0. Center fielder Byron Buxton over towards right center. Somewhat of a gap out there in left center. And there are some gaps in this ballpark. 4-11 to left center. There is a strike over the outside corner.
So what's that tell you? With the way the outfield is playing, they're going to try to pepper Margot away, something he can loft to right field. Something soft middle in, he can pepper that left center field gap near the bullpens. Wow.
No strike, full count.
Good two-seam movement on that fastball. And here's that gap we're talking about, Donnie.
It's 4-11 out there for the bullpen area. Pitch 40 coming up for Kyle Gibson. Margot grounds one towards third. Escobar will go to second for one. On to first, and it's in time. Double play. Didn't know the speed of Margot, whether or not they'd be able to pull that double play off, and it was not hit that hard either, but they do. 5-4 to 3.
Great on the front end and in between as well, the turn. And we mentioned that Gibson is a ground ball pitcher when he's on his game. There's the toss on the run. Dozier does a nice job. And Manny's thinking, okay, I got to go. Gets him by a half step.
So 2 down here in the third inning, and Carlos Suaje takes a hack for strike one. Getting his second look at Kyle Gibson. Struck out looking in the first inning, 0 for 1. Line to right field and in for a base hit. Over is Rosario to cut it off. Suaje on with 2 down in the inning. Fourth Padres hit of the night. Now it's time for the AARP's getting to know Yangervis Solarte coming up here in the DH spot in tonight's game. Made his professional debut in the Dominican Summer League for the Twins back in 2006. 278 in 53 games in the Twins organization. Of course, reached the big leagues for the first time with the Yankees. He's also in Texas's system for a while. Traded from the Yankees for Chase Headley.
And all around good egg. Yangervis Solarte, right?
Great
we
guy.
know that.
Yep, great guy. Suaje at first base. And Solarte fouling it back and below us. Get you a game break, get you caught up on the Cleveland Indians situation. And see Detroit Tigers again. They're looking for their 20th win of the year. 20th win in a row, I should say, not of the year. They would not be where they are if they only had 20 wins
I get
on
you,
the
though.
season.
Yeah.
That'd be really bad. They wouldn't have a lead in their division.
Honestly, I wasn't even listening to what you were saying.
I know you weren't.
I never listened.
You didn't pick. That's not new information. I know that.
That's quite a run, though, man.
Yeah.
Gosh. You know,
Fouled off.
especially in baseball, right? Because so many things, you know, you have a bad inning, you give up a 6 spot. You give up 1 in the first, you give up 6 in the second. I mean, that could happen
Somewhere along the line, but it hasn't.
in any sport. You win 20 in a row, 19. That's wow.
Swing and a miss, and Solarte strikes out to end the inning. Fourth strikeout for Gibson. 7-0 Minnesota. All right, Mike, thanks very much. It is 7-0 here. The Twins have the lead over the Padres, and we move here to the last half of the third inning. Twins scoring 6 times in the second, and now this one jolted out to left center, but Margot is there to make the catch on Eddie Rosario for the first out here in the bottom of the third inning.
Cleveland starting pitchers during this stretch 17-0 with a 1.84 ERA.
That'll do.
They've outscored their opponents by 100 runs during the streak, 132 to 32. So tack on one more run as they stand 1-0 over Detroit. It's unbelievable.
Now Robbie Grossman batting here with 1 down, single to left field as part of the 6-run second inning for the Twins.
You know, with the DH in effect here, you take into consideration when a pitcher is struggling. That's the one thing.
This is ripped down the left field line and will one-hop the wall. Caesar over to play it. Grossman into second base with a 1-out double.
It's one of the things I've always thought about in the American League. It gives your chance. It gives your pitcher a chance to possibly find a groove, right? Because you don't have to hit for the pitcher. Hey, he had a bad inning, 6, right? Well, he could still chew up some innings because his spot's not going to come up in the order to where you maybe want to pinch hit. And next thing you know, I'm not saying it's the case every night, but your pitcher has a little bit of a struggle, and then maybe you find himself in the 6th inning, but the pitch count might get to him. So there's a lot of factors.
That one by Castro, the catcher for the Twins. There is action again in the Padres pen as there was last inning. Castro with a single and an RBI in the second inning. 37th RBI of the year for the Twins catcher. Swinging a foul tip that time. Grossman at second with 1 away here in the third. Fly ball back at third base, foul ground. Spangenberg will not have a play. Spangenberg, Ibar, Caesar all in the general neighborhood. Neither can come up with it.
Very tough play for Corey Spangenberg because his name and number are towards the field. That's an odd angle. Flash look, and then it curls back. Matt Caesar in left, not really sure, I'll be quite honest with you, how far he had to run to try to get it. You know, after all things told, if in fact there were one of those 3, I'd probably say it was Matt Caesar's ball, but he had a long way to run on that one.
To left field, Caesar got spun around, goes back towards the wall, and that's gone. Jason Castro hits his 8th home run of the year, and the Twins add on top now, 9-0. Here comes Andy Green. Travis Wood touched for 9 runs, the latest home run that he's allowed, 3 of them tonight.
This ball middle away, and Castro does a nice job just getting it over into the plants in left field.
9-0 Twins as we step aside with a pitching change from Target Field in Minneapolis.
Twins since August 3rd, 23-15, and they're leaving right off today. What they've been doing since August 3rd. Travis Wood throwing fastballs, throwing breaking balls, and even if the pitch is off the plate a little bit, these Twins are capitalizing on it. The home run, the single, all pitches, all parts of the strike zone. Putting some healthy hacks on the 9 runs this far into this game, 9 hits. They've been swinging very aggressively.
This pitch and change brought to you by El Cajon Ford.
And now a chance for Jose Valdez to get some innings. 12th game.
Adrianza batting for the second time. Singled to right field first time up. So Travis Wood went 2 1/3, 9 hits, 9 earned runs. Walked 1, struck out 2. Adrianza broke his bat, so he'll get a new one. Went through 65 pitches. Allowed 3 home runs. Adrianza pops it up right side of Suaje. Short right will make the catch for out number 2.
Well, sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug. Last time out for Valdez was on the 8th back in Arizona. Pitched the 6th inning, only 1/3 of an inning.
2 down here in the 3rd inning brings up Brian Dozier. Dozier with a solo home run in the 1st inning. Oh, he lifts a fly ball out towards deep right center field. Flash going back towards the scoreboard, and it's off the scoreboard. Ricochet will be played by Margot. Dozier's thinking 3. Hit it in that direction. No throws. Got himself a triple.
Dozier's showing some opposite field power with the home run, and now with the triple off the auxiliary scoreboard. That high wall out in right center field, where the home run was up a little bit off the plate. This one down the middle of the plate, staying on it a little longer off the Yankee Rays score. By the way, they're tied at 1 in the top of the 7th.
So Dozier at 3rd with 2 down. Joe Mauer takes ball 1 from Valdez at 97. Mauer grounded out in the 1st, and then in the 2nd, a single to drive in 2 runs. Strike over the outside corner. Two and 1. So Valdez first out of the pen tonight for the Padres. Gets Adrianza to pop out. Allows the triple to Dozier. 2 down, runner at 3rd, and Mauer here ahead in the count. 2 and 1. That's on the outside corner. And tonight's Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Highest career batting average among major league active leaders, and Joe Mauer at 308 in his career. 4th in that category. Miguel Cabrera just won the batting crown. 317, 313, and 312. Votto, Ichiro. Long time between Triple Crowns. Carl Yastrzemski, 1967. Then you had to wait till Miguel Cabrera.
That's right. Oh, tonight's hockey night.
Yes, it is.
Minnesota Wild.
Joe's missing a tooth.
Oh, you have to, don't you?
Yeah. He's got the summer teeth. Some are there, some ain't. On the ground right side. Suaje to the backhand. Throw to first is in time to end the inning. 2 runs in the inning for the Twins, who have taken a 9-0 lead. Padres as we play along here to the 4th inning. The Red Cross depends on financial donations to be able to provide disaster relief immediately. Help people affected by Hurricanes Harvey and Irma by visiting redcross.org or texting the word Red Cross to 90999 to make a $10 donation. It's to the 4th inning we go, and Will Myers to lead it off here in the 4th inning. He struck out swinging in the 1st inning. It's his second look at Kyle Gibson. Myers, Spangenberg, and Blash expected in the inning. Padres with 4 hits so far off Kyle Gibson. All singles. Gibson with 4 strikeouts has not walked anybody, and of course the big lead with which to work.
Just pound the zone, be aggressive, like he has been the last 3 or 4 starts. Working down to the zone. He's got the ground ball working. He should have some quick innings.
Gibson coming in 9-10 with a 5.19 earned run average, 26th start of the year. His offense got him a run in the first, 6 in the second, 2 in the third. All the runs charged to the Padres starter tonight, Travis Wood.
You know, there are pitchers that get the short end of the stick as far as run support. Remember, like Clayton Richard?
Yep.
And then there are guys who get all the love. This kid on the hill tonight, Gibson, he's getting almost 7 runs per start. And it's uncanny how, once again tonight, he's got a 9 spot here in the 3rd.
Always seems to be one guy.
Yeah, some guys get all the luck. Some guys get all the breaks. Some guys get all the pain. Some guys do nothing but complain.
Line to right and right at Rosario for the first out of the 4th inning.
Do you know that the first open heart surgery and the first bone marrow transplant in the U.S. were done at the University of Minnesota?
I was not aware of that.
It's pretty cool.
Are we going to enjoy more Minnesota facts as the night goes on?
We might.
Here's Corey Spangenberg. Grounded out to second base in the second. Rounded softly. Gibson's going to have to play it. Maurer covers for the out to retire Spangenberg. 2 down.
That's one of those in-betweeners where a pitcher takes charge, and if he can get to it, fine. Because Maurer was kind of like in no man's land. Is he going to take it himself? As soon as he realized Gibson got it, he goes to the bag. Gibson tracks it, gloves it, Maurer to the bag for the 1-3. Get over there. Mauer's circling around. Anchors to the bag.
Two down for Jabari Blash. Blash grounded out to the third baseman Eduardo Escobar in the second inning. 0 for 1. Blash drives this out towards center field and deep. Buxton going back at the wall. He'll leap and make the catch. Wow. Byron Buxton gets up there and makes the grab, pulls it in. Looked like that was going to grab some wall out there in right center, but Buxton makes the grab. 9-0 Twins.
Cities, Padres nothing, Twins 9. MLB.TV every night, every device. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live, plus get a free subscription to @Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
It's on to the last half of the fourth inning. Jorge Polanco to lead it off. One of the 3 home runs the Twins have on the night already. Pitch for strike 1. Polanco, Escobar, and Buxton scheduled to bat here in the fourth. Jose Valdez back out on the mound for the Padres to get the final 2 outs of the third inning. Ground ball right side. Suaje to his left for the first out here of the fourth inning. Bring up Eduardo Escobar. Suaje's been busy already tonight at second. Escobar grounded out to second in the first, walked in the second inning. Here he is in the fourth. Rip foul into the seats. Just beyond the Twins dugout.
But Boston winning big over Oakland 11-1 in the bottom of the sixth.
Escobar fouls it off above the Twins dugout. One down here in the bottom of the fourth inning. This one driven down the right field line, but foul. Race is on. That landed in the concourse, and some fans after it. Escobar hitting it a long way, but well to the right of the pole down that right field line. Swing and a miss, and Valdez picks up his first K. 2 down. Well, time now for the tools of the trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks.
Well, we talk about center fielders covering some ground. How about Byron Buxton, the Minnesota Twins? Over the course of the season, pitchers love this kid. Taking away extra bases, diving all over the place, going into walls, and then tonight, taking away extra bases, timing it perfectly. Just saw that last half inning off the bat of Jabari Blash.
2 down for Byron Buxton, who is 0 for 2. I don't know about his defense, but offensively he's been producing as well for the Twins. Not part of the fun tonight, though. He has struck out, flied out, 2 plate appearances. And is down 0-2.
Nice tight slider there by Valdez.
On the ground foul outside of third. Talking about it earlier, there weren't too many of these this season for the Padres. They've not had many games in which they're blown out early. Big leads one way or the other, and the Padres have been in most of their games, and tonight down 9-0.
I look at the game in Arizona. I mean, you're facing a closer in Fernando Rodney, and you're down by 6.
Yep.
I mean, 9 is a tough way to come back, no doubt.
Right center field. This will get down to the track of the wall for Byron Buxton. He is going to pull it up around second base. Got himself a 2-out double. First time he has been aboard tonight. This time with a double.
Well, the Twins tonight doing a good job of using the whole field. There's a handful of Twins that have been doing just that. This one is hit right on the button, slider down and away, and Buxton goes down and gets it. I've always hit sharply. Usually when a guy has a swing like that, it's off the end of the bat. It's a little flare. This one all the way to the wall, thinking 3, but hey, up 9-0. I'll pull up. I'll be able to score on a base hit possibly.
So 2 down. Buxton at second base, and it brings up Eddie Rosario. Rosario singled to center field in the second inning. Flying out to center in the third. 1 for 2 on the night. Twins have 11 hits in the game as they bat here in the fourth inning. Fouled off to the left, out of play.
You know, a couple of things I've noticed since playing in American League City with the DH, as far as bookkeeping, it's very hard for me to not look and see the pitcher in the 9 spot in my book. And also, when a pitcher comes in the game, I don't have to put him in the lineup. Like Valdez, I just put him on the pitcher's list.
Yep.
Don't have to put him on the other side in the lineup.
A lot less managing to do, too.
Yeah. That's why a lot of guys like bench players, they'll just rot on the bench.
Yeah, you're not guaranteed a pinch hit appearance every night. Hall of Fame manager Paul Molitor, his Twins on top 9-0 as the Padres here trying to get out of this inning unscathed. Buxton's at second base with 2 down, and Rosario waiting on a 2-1 pitch. Put it in the air to deep left center field. Margot going back onto the track, and that's gone.
Oh my gosh.
A 2-run home run for Rosario out to left center field. 22nd of the year, and this put the Twins on top 11-0. All of this in this inning coming with 2 down. Fourth home run for the Twins.
Did you think that ball was going to get out? I thought it was going to at least be on the track, maybe short hop the wall.
Just kept carrying.
And this is a breaking ball taken the opposite way. Wow.
So 11-0 Twins, and it brings up Robbie Grossman. First runs that are charged to Jose Valdez since coming into the game. This is to left field, playable for Matt Caesar. They put it away and end the inning. A 2-run shot for Eddie Rosario adds to the Twins lead on top 11-0. Limited baseball break brought to you by T-Mobile. Well, Francisco Lindor hits his 30th home run of the season against the Tigers tonight. Ties most in a season by a switch-hitting shortstop Rollins and Valentin. As 3 for 4 is Mookie Betts tonight. 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. Third career game with 6 RBIs or more. That's against the Oakland A's. And Kyle Seager 1 for 2. 3-run home run tonight versus the Rangers. Pitch in there for a strike at the knees. Eric Ibar leading it off here in the 5th inning. Outfield set up straight away on Ibar. Padres have 4 hits and are being out-hit in this game. 12-4 by the Twins. Ibar, Caesar, and Hedges expected here in the 5th inning. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. Gets away from Castro, so he's got to throw to first base to complete the strikeout, and he does. So 5 strikeouts now for Kyle Gibson.
This is exactly what Gibson wants to do with the big lead, is quick outs. Still pitching to his game. 2 strikes. Ball in the dirt. Looked like a changeup. Brought him to his knee.
One down in the 5th brings up Matt Caesar. Caesar, a strikeout victim in the 2nd when looking. One of the 5 Ks tonight for Kyle Gibson. 5 in a row retired by Gibson right now. Popped up right side of the infield. Coming from 2nd is Dozier. Onto the infield grass for out number 2. So 2 away, and that'll bring up Austin Hedges. Hedges with a single to left field in the 3rd inning. It's his 2nd look at Kyle Gibson tonight.
Did you know that masking and Scotch tape are Minnesota inventions?
I did not.
Yeah. Huh. Wheaties cereal, Bisquick. The bunt pan. Remember the bunt cakes?
In the air to shallow right. Eddie Rosario coming in and over towards the line. And he'll make the catch. We'll find out more about Minnesota when we return. 11-0 Twins. Target field in Minneapolis, Minnesota. 11-0 Twins have the lead. As we move into the bottom of the 5th, some changes for the Padres defensively. As Luis Torrens comes into the game to do the catching. Austin Hedges the remainder of the night off, and now it is Cordoba who's taken over in center field. Alan Cordoba now in center. So Margot and Hedges have the rest of the night off, and here is Jason Castro, the catcher for the Twins. Valdez has been in the game since the third inning, and out of the third, getting 2 outs. Pitched the fourth, gave up 2 runs on the 2-run home run by Eddie Rosario. 9 runs were charged to tonight's Padres starter, Travis Wood.
Valdez can give you 3 innings, possibly 4, depending on how many pitches he throws. Chew up some innings, save the bullpen, even though it is September and there are call-ups, but still. Plenty of arms down there.
Falling behind 2-0 here. Coming up a game break. Gets caught up on the Cardinals-Reds game. Swing and a miss on a pitch down and in. Twins have scored in every inning so far. 1 in the first, 6 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth. In the air to right center field. Back goes Blash and Córdoba. And that ball is gone. Just up over the scoreboard in right center field. Castro's hit his 8th home run. 2nd of the night. 12-0 Twins.
Well, that's one of the keys to the game. Anytime you play the Twins here at home, it seems like the ball is traveling tonight. You don't want to see Minnie and St. Paul shaking hands over the river. That's a no-no, as this one gets out. Minnie and Paul are shaking hands out there.
Line drive foul down the right field line off the bat of Adrianza. There they are.
That's the Mississippi River, goes all the way up through Minnesota. Separating Minneapolis and St. Paul, the Twin Cities, hence the name. One of the best logos, I think, in my book, too. I love the TC on the hat. Love that. I like the old Twins, the script. Not that Twins. That's the logo I like right there. Like the Kirby Puckett days, early Kirby Puckett days, the Twins, the script. That's the one I like.
That's a team that beat you, right?
Well, I wasn't a player.
You weren't?
I was on the DL. I wasn't active.
Oh.
Yeah. The 91 Twins.
Weren't you there, though?
I was there in attendance, cheerleading. Metrodome. Great series. Game 7, one of the best I've ever seen. Smoltz versus Morris. I swear, if that game would have went 14 innings, Jack Morris would have pitched the 14th inning. He was not going to come out of that game.
Strike on the outside corner.
I wish I could go back in time and visit the old Metropolitan Stadium, the erector set they called it. Back in the old Rod Carew days, and even Bert Blyleven, the Hall of Famer, pitched there at the Met.
The off pitch coming up here. Adrianza lifts it down the left field line, and that will get out of play.
You know, Don, the Twins have been an organization ever since I can remember. As I signed as out of high school, played against Wisconsin Rapids. They were the Twins affiliate in Midwest League. They've always been an organization that I've always admired. And we had this discussion last night. I think they're an organization almost parallel to, I mean, not as many world championships, but like the way the Cardinals do things, right? With development and homegrown players.
Coming up through the system as a group together and then arriving in the big leagues, and there's so many good Twins teams and fundamentally very good.
Very good. And this team here, for Paul Molitor, they run the bases well, they play good defense, they hit the cutoff man, they do everything right. And it just goes to show you, just because you make it to the big league level doesn't mean you have to necessarily have those parts of the game to excel at. And the Twins do just that. And it's amazing that the power they're displaying tonight.
They have for a long time too, and you look at the consistency that they've had throughout the years as well. And Paul Molitor returning here to do that, you know, a guy who is retired, a Hall of Famer, didn't need to come back and manage, but wanted to. Of course, Ron Gardenhire was here for a number of years.
And then before that, Tom Kelly.
Yep. Brian Dozier 2 for 3 tonight. He has homered and tripled. Now he lines one to left field for a base hit. So a double shy of the cycle tonight for Brian Dozier. And we're only in the 5th inning, so he's got plenty of time to do that.
Another ball hit hard, this time on the pull side. In off the plate, getting those hands through quickly. Well, we know he can wear out the right side, and he says, why not the left side with the single?
So 1 out, 1 on brings up Joe Mauer.
You know, a nice little nugget to that story as far as for Paul Molitor. You know, he's a native son as well from St. Paul. So doing well in his native town.
Remember when coming here before, when he was a season ticket holder sitting in front of the booth here, he would sit in the first row of the deck we're on, right in front of us here.
Really?
And you see him all the time sitting right in front of us. And the first 2 seats on the aisle right in front of us. And would watch the games, and now he's their manager. Joe Mauer, the 2-run single in the 2nd inning. That was really the big inning. 6 runs in the 2nd inning for the Twins. Well, they've scored in every inning so far and have done so here in the 5th already. A leadoff home run by Jason Castro. 5 home runs in the game tonight for the Twins at this point. We're only in the 5th. Valdez has thrown 44 pitches since being in this game. Dozier at first with 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Valdez battling Mauer here. Now fly ball to left field. Caesar was deeply situated and he's out there to make the catch shy of the track for out number 2. And back to first goes Dozier, 2 down. Bring up Jorge Polanco. Polanco with a home run in the 2nd inning. His 11th of the year. In the dirt, almost hit him.
Ever been to Darwin, Minnesota?
No.
It's about, half hour from here.
What's in Darwin?
World's largest ball of twine. Weighs 17,400 pounds. 12 feet diameter. So summer vacation, get the family truckster out and head up to Minnesota. Stop by Darwin. See the largest ball of twine.
Would you do that?
I would.
You would.
Why not?
Seems like kind of a waste of a day. Drive out there to look at a large ball of twine, really?
No.
Just take a picture with it, or what would you do?
Yeah, sure. Stand right by it.
Selfie. High strike call.
Yeah, some people say, hey, look at Yosemite, Mount Rushmore.
Right, the twine.
Niagara Falls. Oh, yeah? Ball of twine, yo. Been there?
How big is it? Do we know?
12 feet in diameter.
Oh, wow. Doesn't seem that big. You think they can make it bigger? It's not that big a deal. And to second is why with a nice pick. Throw to second, even better pick there by the shortstop. Ibarra pulls it out of the dirt, and they're able to force out Dozier at second base. Another run for the Twins. They lead at 12-0. Absolutely. I would agree with you, Mike. And thank you very much, Mike and Tony, back in San Diego. Incredible. 20 wins in a row.
Kluber's got my vote. And I tell you what, must be fun to come into the clubhouse for Terry Francona and the Cleveland Indians every single day with that streak they got going.
Alan Cordoba batting for the first time in the game, and he went around. Strikes out. 6 strikeouts now for Gibson. 1 down here in the 6th inning. First at bat for Cordoba, taking over in center field for Margot. And it'll bring up Carlos Suaje. Struck out looking in the first, single to right in the third.
Of course, Minnesota, home of Prince, the late Prince, great artist. And last year, Carlos Suaje dressed as Prince on rookie hazing trip.
Rosario in right makes the catch on Suaje for out number 2. Closed captioning for tonight's game is brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel.
Don, I mentioned it earlier how in a game like this, pitching, for the Padres in particular, pitching and hitting, the mental part of the game, you just can't cash it in. You got to go up there with the intent of working the count, getting a good pitch. every inning out there. Hey, you got to throw up a 0. Pitchers have to worry about ERAs and all that stuff.
And 2 down here in the 6th inning, and a foul to the left out of play. Gibson in a stretch right now where he's retired 9 in a row. Jose Valdez giving up a total of 3 runs since coming into the game. Padres started tonight. Travis Wood went 2 1/3, giving up 9 hits and 9 runs. Walked 1, struck out 2. Fly ball, right field. Rosario started in, now goes back and makes the catch that ends the inning. 5.5 deep, 12-0 Minnesota.
I came up, took on the block from the center, something I've done thousands of times before, but it must have hit just right. And yeah, I ended up having a stroke without realizing it on the field.
Tonight on Inside San Diego Sports, Carlsbad's Russell Allen tells us his remarkable story of making it to the NFL as an undrafted free agent to then losing that career after suffering a stroke on the field. Tune in tonight after Padres Live.
It's on to the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Padres right now trailing 12-0. Corey Mazzoni just called up today from El Paso into the game here for the Padres.
With the news of Carter Capps, Corey Mazzoni getting a chance. And as a Chihuahua, 14 games, very nice numbers. Very few walks, only 3 in 20-plus frames. And the strikeouts, very nice year for Corey.
Two 2/3 for Jose Valdez. Gave up 5 hits and was charged with 3 runs. No walks and a strikeout. Swing and a miss, and chasing after that pitch was Escobar. Leads it off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Escobar, Buxton, and Rosario. 4, 5, and 6 for Minnesota. High drive, deep right field. That ball is gone. Escobar hits home run number 6 of the night for the Minnesota Twins. They have homered in each of the first 6 innings of this game.
What did they used to call the Metrodome? The Homer Dome?
Yes.
Well, Target Field tonight is the Homer Dome. I mean, granted, you make mistakes, big league hitter's going to make you pay. That's a breaking ball right into the swing path of Escobar. Wow. I don't know, maybe they've got the air conditioners on and they're blowing out tonight like they used to in the Metrodome.
Zach Granite is pinch hitting here for the Twins. So that's a night for Byron Buxton here. The score 13-0. Twins going to make some changes, use their bench, take advantage of the situation, give some guys the night off. So Granite batting for the first time and taking a pitch outside.
Remember the Twins were accused of doing that? When they'd be up at the plate, they'd turn on the AC system and the air would be blowing out.
Up over the baggie and right.
Yep.
Old Metrodome. One in the first, 6 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, and 1 so far here in the 6th inning. Twins have scored in every inning, homered in every inning. Grounder, and Mazzoni underhanded to first for out number 1.
Well, the name Corey Mazzoni might ring a bell for some Friar faithful out there. Remember, it was back in 2015. Appeared in 8 games, only 8 2/3 innings of work. Back in that New York Mets trade back in the spring of 2015.
One down for Eddie Rosario. He's got a home run. 22nd of the year. That was in the 4th inning. On the ground is short, right at Ibar. 2 down in the inning. Well, if the season were to end today, the Minnesota Twins would have a wild card spot. Yankees at 3.5 plus 3.5. They did lose tonight to Tampa Bay. But the Twins right now, a game better than the Angels, 2 better than the Rangers. And the Royals, who are headed out on an 11-game road trip, are 2.5 games back of the wild card scenario. Royals have a very long trip, a 4-city trip that also includes a makeup game in New York against the Yankees.
I still like the Angels for some reason. With the way the Twins are playing right now, if they could separate themselves, but you know, I mentioned those acquisitions at the deadline for the Angels, still only 1 game back of being one of those 2 teams. 19 games left after tonight, 18.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure strength of schedule is thrown in there.
Mm-hmm.
Most certainly have to look at that.
Here
Speaking of,
yes, wild card contenders, what they're looking at, these Minnesota Twins facing teams at .483 winning percentage. Mariners have the toughest schedule remaining.
that was a list of the teams in the wild card race.
Right. That's what it said.
Well, I'll just reiterate it. Somebody may have gone to the refrigerator and come back, and
Then they missed it altogether.
I was walking down the street yesterday on the off day, and I said to a chap, local guy, I said, "Hey, is there a Target around here somewhere?" And he kind of like laughed in my face.
Yeah. On the ground into the shift right side is Wahe to first. And that will end the inning. Leadoff home run by Escobar. 13-0 Minnesota. Game summary, and it has been home run derby tonight for the Twins. It started with Brian Dozier in the first inning, and then in the second inning, Jorge Polanco homered. Takes us to the third. Jason Castro with a home run. In the fourth, Rosario. That was actually the Castro home run. Rosario would do it in the fourth. And then Escobar in the sixth. Total of 6 home runs here tonight in the game for the Twins as play along to the seventh. Starting tonight was Kyle Gibson. He has gone after working 6 innings tonight. Glenn Perkins into the game, his 6th appearance.
Recently back from the disabled list. Torn labrum in his left shoulder. Tell you what, that's tough to bounce back from.
Former closer here for the Twins.
Been there, done that. Had surgery in 2016. And speaking of closing, Don, 3rd on the Twins all-time list with 120.
Fly ball headed towards deep center field off the bat of Myers, and that ball is going to be caught out there in center field. Robs Will Myers of a home run to straightaway center. Now, Granite, who is just into the game, pinch hitting for the center fielder. Buxton makes the catch out in center field, and I thought that was gone.
Buxton earlier takes away extra bases. Granite going back to the track, to the wall. He times it perfectly. Wow. Center fielders tonight for the Twins are putting on a show.
So Myers retired, loud out for out number 1 here at the top of the 7th inning. Spangenberg will take a pitch outside. Pitch in there for a strike. Fouled off to the left, out of play. Two coming up, And Spangenberg will foul it off. Some changes defensively for the Twins. A minute. Granite is now in center. And it's Vargas has taken over first base for Mauer. So that's a night for Joe Mauer. Perkins, a new pitcher, and a 2-2. Spangenberg will take ball 3.
You know, another native son on the field for the Minnesota Twins, Glenn Perkins, born in St. Paul, lives in Lakeville, and he's put together quite a career. Homegrown Twin. Back in 2004, played for Elizabethton, Quad Cities, 2 stops in his first year as a pro.
Walk Spangenberg here. With 1 out in the 7th. And that'll bring up Jabari Blash. Blash 0 for 2 has grounded out to third base and flat out to the warning track in center.
And I would be remiss if I didn't mention Padre Hall of Famer Dave Winfield, born in St. Paul. At one time a Twin. Getting his 3,000th hit as a Twin.
Blash fouls it off the shoe tops. 2-1.
There's Dave.
They don't hold on Spangenberg at first as Blash with a big swing and a miss. 2-2. Blash batting now. Ibar on deck. Padres trailing 13-0 as they bat here in the top of the 7th. Blash rips it foul. Kyle Gibson, starter tonight for Minnesota, went 6 innings, throwing 74 pitches. 4 hits, no runs, no walks, and he struck out 6. And he came in individually at 9 and 10. "13 runs, 15 hits, no errors for the Twins. No runs, 4 hits, and no errors for the Padres." Blash will take a pitch in. Full count. How long are you generally out with a labrum surgery?
Took me a full year. I had it in May of '91. Didn't bounce back till the next season. Labrum is actually cartilage in your shoulder capsule where the humerus bone goes up into the socket. So in the socket, it's kind of lined with cartilage, which is the labrum. So through wear and tear, that has a tendency sometimes to tear or rip. You get very, very gnarly. So they go in there, kind of either staple it back down, or they, if it's just a little flaw, fraying, you just kind of shave it down to smooth it out a little bit. Mine was just a little fraying that was causing discomfort. I would get to the top of my delivery and try to accelerate forward, and it's just somebody's taking an ice pick right there. And it hurt.
On the ground left side, Polanco will boot it. Looked like it was going to be a double play ball, but instead everybody's safe. Spangenberg getting to second. Blash will reach at first.
Off the heel of the glove on the run. Looks like that he had time possibly to just get in front of that one, set his feet, and make a flip throw.
Her charge to Polanco. 2 on with 1 out. Eric Ibar now bats. One for 2 night for the Padres shortstop. Single to center in the second, struck out swinging in the 5th. Castro, the catcher, headed out here to talk to Gibson. Rather Perkins. Perkins got Myers out thanks to his center fielder Granite, who robbed him of a home run, but he walks Spangenberg. The error behind him, allowing Jabari Blash to reach. Charge to the shortstop Polanco. 2 on, 1 out. And Ibar grounding one left side. Escobar will not get it. It'll be Polanco. Fires to first base for the out.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
2 down here in the 7th, and it brings up Matt Caesar. 2 in scoring position here for Caesar. He struck out looking and popped out to second base. And started left field tonight for San Diego. Flared foul off to the right.
Remember we mentioned native son David Winfield earlier. Did you know that David Winfield was drafted by 4 teams in 3 sports? San Diego Padres, Atlanta Hawks, Utah Stars of the ABA, Minnesota Vikings.
Wow. Not mistaken, he didn't spend any time in the minor leagues either, did he? He went right to the big leagues.
Straight to the big leagues.
Yep. Out to left field, and Adrianza makes the catch and ends the inning. Padres strand a pair. 7th inning stretch, 13-0 Minnesota. Back at Target Field in Minnesota, 13-0. Twins have the lead at 7th inning stretch, and it's presented by your San Diego Hyundai dealers. As the Twins enjoy a 13-0 lead here into the bottom of the 7th inning we go. Corey Mazzoni back on the mound for San Diego. He pitched the 6th inning, gave up a leadoff home run to Eduardo Escobar. And got 3 ground ball outs. Back out there for the bottom of the 7th, at least to begin it. Jason Castro, 3 for 3, 2 home runs in this game, and he has driven in 4 of the 13 runs. And shift on him on the right side of the infield. I don't think I've seen you use that before for a shift.
I have, but I don't see on my telestrator options on the menu for like numbers.
Usually they're numbers, circles.
So I'm just playing it safe and just using the straight line.
I really couldn't see anything with what you did.
Well, the shift, I just used
really
the line.
I
could have went 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
You like that better?
Well, yeah. Picks up the outside corner. Castro didn't think so.
Let me ask you something as we look at the shift. Who's playing right now? Is that Corey Spangenberg playing the second base position, right? The general position of second base, right?
He's around the bag at second.
Right. Okay.
Suaje is in short right.
Okay. Here's my question.
Yeah.
Let's say a ground ball is hit to Corey Spangenberg, who is the third baseman tonight. He's playing over there, right? Right here. A ground ball here for an out. Does that constitute beating the shift, even though the second baseman would be there regularly without a shift?
I don't think you're beating the shift if you ground there, no.
But I think that's the way they label it.
Really?
Because the third baseman is out of his position and he's on the right side, therefore it is a shift. So therefore they beat the shift.
To me, that would be grounding into the shift.
Right. That's my question. Would that be grounding into the shift?
Yes.
Why? Because the second baseman's there regularly.
No, because you have a shift employed and you ground it into one of the guys stacked up on the right side.
Even though he's at the spot where the second baseman would be.
Yes.
Okay.
I think if you overloaded one side, you ground into that side, you've grounded into the shift. A swing and a miss here for Castro. It's just my opinion.
No, I totally get that. And I'm not saying there's a wrong or right answer.
Yeah.
I'm just saying if there's a man there.
You think he's out of position? And then you beat the shift if you ground to
I labeled it. I said it wrong. I meant into the shift. I meant if they hit the ball to the here right there, would that constitute as making an out into the shift?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe so.
All right. Did I confuse you there?
A little bit.
All right. I have a tendency to do that, but thanks for hearing me out.
Not the first time, and I'm sure it won't be the last. Adrianza singled in the second inning, popped out in the third, rounded out in the fifth. I thought you were going to ask me how to score that, because if it does go to Spangenberg, that's still a 5-3, even though he's standing in the second base spot.
Correct, and I write 5-3, and because I circle my outs, I'll put a little mark on that circle where he was playing on the infield.
That helps you.
Yeah.
Going back to remember whether they were in a shift or not. Strike call. Mazzoni working in his second inning of relief here tonight. He's called up from AAA El Paso today and about to throw his 30th pitch of relief here. On the ground left side and off the glove of Ibar into short left. Adrianza on at first base with one out, and Ryan Dozier coming up. He is a double shy of hitting for the cycle in this game. Homered in the first inning. Then he tripled in the third inning. Off the wall and able to get a triple out of that. And a single in the fifth inning. So a double shy of hitting for the cycle as he stands in on the right side here against Mazzoni with one out and one on. And take strike one. Last cycle made the 22nd of 09 for the Twins. Michael Kadire doing it against the Milwaukee Brewers. So this would be the first ever here at Target Field. Swing and a miss, and that one by him. It's only on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Vargas on deck. He is not yet batted in the game. Took over defensively at first base for Joe Mauer. Dozier fouls it off to the right, out of play. Hangs at 2-2.
That's an emergency swing right there, down and off the plate, offering at it, too close to take, and that's some kind of bat control there for Dozier.
Dozier gets hit. Breaking ball. No intent. Down to first he goes. 2 on with 1 away now here in the bottom of the 7th.
It was a breaking ball out of the hand of Corey Mazzoni. Wanted to get it down and away, just held on to it a little bit too long.
Chris Jimenez running at first base. So 2 on 1 away, and Vargas now the batter. Strike over the outside corner, and it's 2-1. Vargas taking over at first base for Joe Mauer. Mauer had been 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Swing and a miss, evens the count at 2-2. Full count now. High drive out towards deep right field for Vargas. And that is gone. A 3-run home run to Vargas. 7 consecutive innings tonight. The Twins have homered. It's now 16-0.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. This has got to be a first.
7 home runs in the game. They have homered in every inning. And it's Vargas who hits a 3-run home run here in the 7th to put him on top. 16-0. On the ground, deep short. Ibar. His throw will be late. Polanco will reach on an infield hit with 1 down. matches a franchise record for most home runs allowed by the Padres in a game. First major league hit. Pitching change for the Padres. On top 16-0 is the Twins. Fox Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Father Joe's Villages. Call 1-800-HOMELESS or visit neighbor.org to make a tax-deductible donation of cash, cars, or furniture. And by Petco, where the pets go. New pitcher on for the Padres as Kyle McGrath takes over here for San Diego.
Well, last time out for Kyle was in Arizona. He pitched an inning, a couple of strikeouts for the left-hander. Doesn't throw hard. In fact, that game in Arizona he finished out his 9th game. More strikeouts than innings pitched.
So Corey Mazzoni ends up going an inning and a third. And is charged with 4 runs. Runner at first here with 1 down. And a pitch in the dirt. Torrens couldn't find it initially. Goodrum remains at first base. He's only allowed 4 hits in an inning and a third, 4 runs, didn't walk anybody, struck out a batter, hit a batter. And now McGrath, the 4th arm used by the Padres. Flying down the left field line, but foul.
Tell you what, you sit down in that corner, you better beware of the carom.
Yep. Off the limestone.
A line drive off the limestone. Get it right in the dome. Or if there's an area where you should have your glove, it's down in that area for sure.
Popped up. Foul ground. Myers going over towards the seats, and Myers won't be able to make a catch. A fan reached over.
I still think Will was kind of on the run and really wasn't camped under it. So I'm guessing that Jim Reynolds, the first base umpire, that's why he indicated safe as far as no play.
Popped up, foul off to the right, and that'll get out of play. Cute foul over by the Twins dugout. It's been a 3-run inning so far for the Twins. Vargas with a 3-run home run in the inning. And a swing and a miss. Striking out is Escobar, and that is strikeout number 1 for Kyle McGrath. His first batter he faces. He'll bring up Granite for his second at bat.
Mentioned before, it's really hard to stay back on Kyle McGrath because he throws below the hitting speed. He's got that funky delivery, very deceptive. That ball kind of just floats up there. So I saw some foul balls, off balance swings, and a swing and a miss.
One to Granite from McGrath. And a fly ball down the left field line. That'll be foul, giving chase to Spangenberg, but back into the seats, out of play.
But the last couple of pitches fouled down that way. They're not catching up to it. Staying back on it as long as they can. Kind of sneaking up on them. Change ups, fastballs.
Cordoba over towards left center. Good sized gap out at right center. McGrath trying to work his way through here. The bottom of the 7th inning. Twins have a 16-0 lead. There goes, and a line out to first base. Myers able to make the catch there. Ends the inning as 3 more for the Twins. They lead at 16-0. All right, Mike and Tony, thanks very much. Back here in Minneapolis, where it is 16-0. Twins have the lead. And Luis Torrens leads it off against the new Twins pitcher, Michael Tonkin, into the game.
Heavy on the four-seam fastball from Tonkin. Also throws a slider and mixing a sinker every once in a while. 11th game for the right-hander. And Paul Molitor just trying to spread out these relievers, an inning here, an inning there, with this big lead for the Twins.
Takes over for Glenn Perkins, who went the 1 inning. No hits, no runs. Walked the batter, didn't strike anybody out. Great catch out there by Granite in center, robbed Will Myers of a home run to lead off last inning. 28,852 on hand here tonight. Some have ducked out with the score. The Twins on top 16-0. We have the Padres batting here in the top half of the 8th inning. Swinging a foul tip into the catcher's mitt for strike 3. Torrens out number 1 of the 8th.
There's a high four-seam fastball from Tonkin.
Well, tomorrow to be Dinelson Lamet, who will be on the hill for the Padres. Be matched up against Irvin Santana. A lot of people thought he would be on his way at the trade deadline too, but he has stayed around and had a terrific season for the Twins. 15-7 on the year. Just a 2-game series, the back half of a home and home series. Of course, the Twins came to see the Padres earlier this season at Petco Park and played 2 there. Now the Padres coming here to play 2 before heading on to Colorado. Third leg of this 3-city tour for the Padres.
You know, I think Michael Tonkin, who's pitching right now, I think he's going to fit in really well here in Minnesota. Why? Because remember the Tonka truck?
Yes.
It was originated in Minnetonka, Minnesota. Don't you know? That'd be a great nickname, the Tonka truck. Did you have one as a kid?
I did.
So did I. You darn tootin'.
Fouled off to the right, out of play. Now Córdoba took over in center field for Manuel Margot. Had been 0 for 2. Córdoba struck out first time up and now getting his second at bat here with 1 down in the 8th inning. Fly ball foul off to the right, out of play. Córdoba bats now. Suaje waiting on deck. Line to left, and Adrianza. Jimenez, who is in left field now, makes the catch out there. 2 down. That'll bring up Asuaje with 2 away here in the 8th. popped up, shallow center. Adrianza, the shortstop, is under it, and he'll make the catch. It ends the inning. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning, 16-0 Minnesota. Set the lead over the Padres. We head to the last of the 8th inning. Kyle McGrath back on the mound again for the Padres. Got the final 2 outs of the 7th inning as we head here to the last of the 8th. Eddie Rosario will lead it off. Singled in the 2nd, homered in the 4th. Went around for strike 1. Home run was his 22nd of the year. That's out of the 6th spot in the Twins order. Padres starter Travis Wood tonight went 2 1/3, giving him 9 hits, 9 runs, a walk, and 2 Ks. Jose Valdez 2 2/3, allowed 3. Corey Mazzoni an inning and a third, 4. And Kyle McGrath has not allowed a run since coming in. That's a strike, and it's 2-2. Slap foul off to the left, out of play.
High 80s for McGrath. That's 87 outer half. A lot of foul balls. Really tough to stay back.
Swing and a miss, and striking out is Rosario. 2nd K from McGrath since coming in. First out here, the 8th. One down here in the 8th inning. Robbie Grossman batting. Grossman singled in the 2nd. Doubled in the 3rd for flying out, grounding out, 2 for 4. Fouled off to Renz.
Boy, going into this ball game, we were looking at the Twins and the success they've had since August 2nd, August 3rd, and the power surge. Going into this game for Paul Mahler, they were ranked 9th in the American League in home runs, and how quickly things have turned tonight. That being the story for the Twins offense tonight.
7 home run attack tonight for Minnesota. Foul back to the screen. Padres trailing tonight 16-0. Largest shutout in franchise history, 19-0, 1969 for the Padres. Garver waits on deck. He came in to catch for Castro, and he'll be batting next. 1-2 pitch, and a ground ball up the middle, but Asuaje to his right quickly. 2 down in the inning. Time now for the Carl's Jr. star of the game, and Jason Castro, while he was in there, had 3 hits, 4 RBIs, 2 home runs. He would homer in the 3rd and homer in the 5th. Hit night for him, and 4 RBIs.
It was quite a night for Castro, Don, and a lot of the Minnesota Twin hitters using the whole field just like Castro did there.
Home runs 8 and 9 on the year for him as Garver takes strike 1. Mitch Garver in his 14th game. Adrianza waiting on deck. To left field, down the line, Caesar over, and Caesar will make the catch in foul ground to end the inning. A 1-2-3-8 to the 9th we go. 16-0 Minnesota. Plays of the game, and a total of 7 home runs in this game for the Twins. Dozier, Vargas hitting one late. You got Polanco, Escobar, Rosario, and 2 for Jason Castro in this game. 7 total. 7 home runs in 7 innings. A home run in each inning. To start this game tonight for the Minnesota Twins, who enjoy a 60-0 lead. As we head now to the 9th inning, Gabriel Moya comes into the game now for the Twins.
Well, he was called up to the big leagues today. So welcome to the big leagues, Gabriel Moya. This is major league debut. And at Chattanooga, AA, there are his numbers. Only 14 plus frames. Nice ERA of .61.
Hervis Solarte to lead it off here for the Padres, DHing tonight under American League rules in American League ballpark. Singled in the first, struck out in the third, flied out to right in the 6th inning. Lots of things going on there in that delivery. Got to begin it. A lot of stepping, moving stuff.
Little deception type stuff.
I guess. To first and knocked down by Vargas. He will flip to covering Moya for out number 1 in the 9th inning. 3-1 on the putout at first base.
Well, the adrenaline's got to be pumping for Gabriel, being his major league debut. This is the kid that was acquired by the Twins in that John Ryan Murphy trade with Arizona earlier this year in July.
One down for Will Myers. 0 for 3 tonight. Was robbed of a home run at center field by Granite, center fielder.
Goes from the extreme third base side of that pitcher's plate. See right there. Get that angle into the righty Will Myers.
Fouled off into the Padres dugout. It's a ball and a strike now to Myers. Myers now. Spangenberg on deck. Padres batting in the 9th. In the dirt, 3-1. A shift on Myers here on the left side of the infield.
You like that?
That was better, yeah. Ball 4 and Myers aboard here with 1 out in the inning. First time Will's been on today. A 1-out walk in the 9th. Brings up Corey Spangenberg. On the ground, foul outside of first. Okay, so teams have homered before in 7 straight innings. The last team to do it, 1999, the Cincinnati Reds. Team Mark Sweeney was on. But tonight the Twins became the first team ever to homer in the first 7 innings. The first 7 innings. Pitch outside. Remarkable, though, nevertheless.
It truly is.
Out towards left center field. Jimenez going back to make the catch. Backpedaling onto the warning track. Back to first goes Myers, 2 down. So 2-way brings up Jabari Blash. Blash has grounded out to third as Myers takes second base. Defensive indifference. Blash is flat out to center, reach on an error. 0 for 3 in the ball game for Jabari. Foul back, 1-1. One and 2. Two outs, 9th inning. Twins on top, 16-0. Strike 3 call, and that's the ball game. The Padres have been shut out here tonight. 16-0 in game 1. A decisive victory in game 1 of this brief 2-game series between the Padres and the Twins. Our final score again, 16-0 Minnesota. It's time now for Padres Live. Mike Pomerantz, what's in store?